Hey.
I'm the audience.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe we need to get our producer to do that for us. Give us an audience back there.
Give us an audience background sound. Woo! You walk on the stage.
Clapping us in.
We're doing the whole thing.
Sound bites.
We're doing everything. I got one of those clappers. You remember we gave out, somebody gave us some clappers. I got to find my clapper.
I have to find one. I have one also.
Linda don't need a clapper. Linda will use it.
I got one over here in the storage.
I know you got one. We got to incorporate that later, Linda, but we got you, girl. We got you. Yep.
Yes.
We're going to make it happen. Get us a live audience sound in this place. Okay.
Either that or our producer's going to have to give us one.
But you get us a live sound coming. And like we have an audience. You know, stuff happening. Technology is what's up. Technology is there. What's going on, my beautiful sisters? Woo! It's another day, honey. Another happy, cold Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, definitely. This is not a joke out here.
It's no joke. But next week it's going to be in the 50s, so we good. I'm
not complaining. I'm glad that
I'm not. It feels good. I went out yesterday and I took a walk to my favorite store, Whole Foods, and to my family. What's that? General or whatever it is. Picked up some things. Dollar General. I got my exercise in yesterday. I sure did. I said I'm going there while the air is clean and brisk.
And brisk it is.
It's brisk.
She said brisk.
Nice and brisk. Because it is cold. Look, I didn't need the groundhog to tell me 6 more weeks of anything.
No.
I can tell you how cold it is outside.
Are we getting 6 more weeks of it?
And we're going to have plenty of snow as well. Trust me.
It's winter.
Really?
You think so? And yeah, we've already had our little teeny bit sample last week.
That was a sample.
Yeah, we just woke up and it was gone. But I woke up in the middle of the night and it was on the trees and the cars. And I said, "Oh, okay."
That's don't say that. Don't say that, baby. Don't say that.
No, don't say that because that kind of stops the motion.
Yeah, you know how we are in DC. We can't stand it, honey. It can't work.
Yes. Hey, Betty Lee.
Betty Lee, come on, everybody. Come on. Come on.
Marion Thomas. Come on in, Marion.
Hey, Sister Marion.
Come on in. Hi.
Tippy. Hey, Tippy. Oh.
Hi.
Oh, we got folks.
Yes, come on in, everybody.
We got folks visiting us.
Hey, Tim. Come on in.
Come on in, everybody. We got a lot to talk about. Today is the day. We got a lot to talk about and discuss, be engaged, and be a part of what we're going to say today. Just chime in, guys. We need your feedback. We have an awesome guest coming all the way in from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area.
Right.
So
and again, Texas has been getting some strange weather and not strange, but
strange.
Different.
Like, why did it? My girlfriend was snowed in. It wasn't even snowed in. It was just icy. She said people were so afraid to drive, so they just stayed in the house. It's not like us. I'm like, you should be afraid to drive country Bamas because number 2, you don't know how to drive. And there's nobody cleaning off your streets as fast as us. So she said there were people that thought that they could do it. I was like, and they were dying and cars were flipping over and people were in the hospitals right there in Texas because they're like, oh, we can just drive through this. You don't play with dark eyes, okay? You don't play with ice.
That is the worst. That's the worst.
It's the worst. Yeah. So definitely, we know we are. This is winter, so what can we say? We can expect what comes. This is winter, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what time it is. Anyway, so good. I mean, look, this is a great day for Wyoming.
I'm Charlene.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think we better start that one over.
It's a great day. I'm Wyoming.
I'm Peg.
I'm Linda.
And I'm Charlene.
And we are
4SistersLIVE.
So, YouTube been out for the past month, so I guess we had to reintroduce ourselves.
Right.
So this is why we have to tell people who we are. Because you ladies been on the road, you've been in the community, you've been doing so much. Peggy, what's going on in your world?
Well, last Saturday, Charlene and I had the opportunity to beautiful group of ladies that we talked money.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about wealth.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about family.
Mm-hmm.
And it was simply amazing. I think Dante has a picture of a group of us who got together that day. And I'm just so proud of these young ladies. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Yes. We met some
Wonderful.
new friends. We connected with some old friends. And God just blessed that room. It was just simply amazing. Amazing.
That's a nice picture you got.
And then last night, we were together for the Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
And these are the sisters that were recognized. We recognized them through the Black Wall Street with Donnie Glover out of Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at the Shoreham Hotel in Washington, D.C.
Ooh,
And it was simply gorgeous.
congratulations.
Look at these sisters. These are our sisters.
Congratulations. So good to see
like
them.
a boss
Connie,
lady.
Yeah.
Carrie, all
Jackie.
of them. Jackie.
Yeah.
We
All
got
of our
Lisa
sisters.
Pryor.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
Good. What a beautiful look.
They
Connie
deserve it. Those sisters
and
have been
Jeannie.
out in the community making things happen for their businesses. And well deserved.
Yeah.
These are our first group of ladies that I want to see us work with them, empower them. We got to love up on these sisters because they're in a business and business is not always kind to us.
Yeah.
So we must surround ourselves around them to bless them and to push them and keep them high in the air so that we know that they're doing well. So we're building a team here, guys. We got to take them as they come. And we are so excited. I just can't say no more. We just wait and see what we're going to do.
Thank you, Dante. Yeah, that's good. Good.
Thanks, Dante.
Thanks. Yeah,
So yes, that was my
I
evening.
found my clapper.
There you go, Linda.
late.
No, I'm clapping for our ladies.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
So since you clapping, Linda, what's going on in your world, girl?
Hey, just enjoying life. Well, I'm still, we went to the event with Dr. George Frazier and John Smith this past weekend.
Yes.
And that was an awesome event. And we met so many new people, business owners and persons who just want to excel their business. So I got a lot out of that training and seminar. It was a real seminar with JR.
Okay.
Yes. It was wonderful. We had several of our sisters were there, and a lot of our sisters were there supporting, and it was awesome. So that was the highlight of my week, the beginning. Yes.
Yes, it was.
Awesome, Linda. You still retired, living life wonderfully.
Yeah, just I got so much to do. I don't know what to do, but and of course, I'm about to go to some of our Black History Month observances.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know, at the National Geographic up on 17th Street up there by the Mayflower, there's a King Tut exhibit that's about to leave. So I'm gonna try to get there today. It's been there for a couple of months now and it's about to leave. So if you can go up there to see it, understand it's absolutely intriguing and beautiful. So I'm going to get up there this weekend before the 6th. So King Tut is about to leave. Just want to let you all know.
And Linda, guess what? I used to work right across the street.
Okay.
Oh my God, I used to love going in that building.
Yes, it's an awesome building. So yeah, we gotta check it out. And of course, this is museum time before the our friends from around the world come. So this is a good time to go on a nice cold day like today. Go to a nice warm museum in DC. I'm just hey, DC.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Washington DC.
There's so much going on in Washington. It's just a lot to see, a lot to do and explore here, in this city. So
and that's how I get my exercise.
Yeah, it's a lot. So Charlene, what's going on in your world, girl? Because you I see Charlene in every picture I turn on Facebook. She in everybody's picture. I said, where's she at there?
Right. It's like, where is she?
I don't know, but this week was really cool because right now I'm with one of our sisters, Stephanie Poplar. She's having a vision board party with this guy. I wanted to shout him out, Zachary Thompson. He's a loan originator for First Mortgage. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you can see that, but I'll just put his shout him out right there. There you
Right
go.
there.
So you can snap that. But we're here dreaming. I mean, I guess, capturing our visions and, I guess manifesting them to find out what we want to do next with our life in 2023. And I know me, I love real estate. I love land. And it's just one of my decrees upon my life. So I am like right here. So Stephanie she invited everybody, but I just happened to be in town. I said, I'm going to do just this. Speaking of which, Stephanie's coming right in. Where she gonna give me this mink coat that she got, okay? But anyway, so that's what we're doing.
Stephanie.
So look, yeah, Stephanie Popular. So make me proud of myself as one.
Hey, Stephanie Popular.
Yes.
Hi.
Yeah. So this is how we get out and support.
Yes,
education and
absolutely.
mentor. This is the woman right here in real estate. So again, I was with Peggy, Linda, all of them last weekend, building wealth and learning about wealth, learning about stock, and learning how to be a hustler like George Frazier. Okay.
How about that?
I better be at the PNC because you can buy one and get one free. Come on, somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a wonderful thing. That's good. But a lot is happening in the community, and so much is going to be continue to happen, guys. So I love what we do. I love how you are out there, and not only just out there, but you're amongst all these women who are making things happen. These are boss ladies.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Hey, what's happening with you?
Oh
yeah, come on.
We know you happening. We can't even touch you right now. We got.
I know it's just been
Miss
so
Producer.
much. I can't keep up with myself. It's just like, oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And then we talk about change. And if you want change, you got to be the change that you want to see happen. And so
Amen.
That's happening is doing some changing.
Amen.
Doing and going and doing the producing, as you all know. We got shows coming up. We got a lot of other projects that I'm involved in that you all will know about real soon. A lot of good things are happening. So yeah, I'm just out every day grinding, guy. I'm walking around with look, I am a hustler without a suitcase. It's been busy, but it's all good and staying healthy. The main thing is we can stay healthy. We can do all these things. We can go and do and
take those supplements.
And please stay healthy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Do that. So yeah, but I just want to move right along as to what's happening in our community. Peggy, what's happening in our hot picks? Dante, you got some stuff in hot
Dante, we have any good? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, coming up actually next weekend. I mean, this is moving so fast. It's the 8th annual Red Dress Gala with our sister friend Florence Champagne, and it's going to be. It's a 2-day event, but the gala is going to be on Saturday at the Martin's Crosswinds in Greenbelt, Maryland. If you're still interested in tickets are still available. Go to Eventbrite. Open My Heart Foundation.
Wonderful. Tickets are going fast too.
And of course, that health and wellness that they're going to have the day before.
The day before, yeah.
Okay. So this is an event you all say, what am I doing? It's been like soaking up all of my time, a lot of my time. The Giz is coming, the Go-Go musical. We're in rehearsals right now, daily, every day we're grinding in this. So we're preparing for the community to come out. Get your tickets now. Tickets are on sale at thelincolntheater.com. And just show up because it's going to be awesome. This city is not going to be the same. It's going to be on fire because this city has been the go-go town. It has been given the name. It has been stamped by the mayor as being the go-go city. So Washington, D.C. is on the move with the go-go music. And we're bringing it to you, the Giz go-go musical style. So get your tickets.
So what would you suggest be the best night to get tickets?
You can come any night because it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, April 28th, 29th, and 30th. So any night it would be great. The opening night would be great. Going to closing night.
Just get there.
Get there, child. Saturday night. I mean, I think it's just going to be awesome.
I'm happy that they're still having it because
Thank you, Dante.
Yeah. I'm so happy they're having it again because I missed the first one because it was sold out.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's happening in our community, and thank you for your support. What else is going on? What else is going on, Dante?
Oh yes, this is Dr. Lane Rowling, this is his assistant who's always supporting and assisting us to make sure that we have Dr. Rowling on. She has an organization, the Rainey Moss Group Foundation, and they're having their 5th annual Black History Month program right here in DC at the Westminster Presbyterian Church, right in Southwest Washington, 400 I Street in Southwest, 400 I Street, right, Southwest. You want to go to this award ceremony for unsung heroes on the HBC US professionals in the DMV. She has an organization that helps students that are in college. So we definitely want to support her and come on out right downtown on the water, near the waterfront. Come on down and then go on to the waterfront. Check us out if you haven't been on our new waterfront.
So this is to help support the historical Black colleges scholarship. Yes. Am I correct? Okay.
Yes, there's students who have needs, and her organization help them with the needs that they have once they get to college.
Mm.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. They need books, they need all kinds of things. And so this organization supports that cause. I think it's a wonderful cause.
So Peggy, this is close to what you guys just, with the helping the students get scholarships and they can choose to go to these colleges as well, correct?
Yeah. Our fair, scholarship fair is not until October.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it's the infinite scholarship.
Infinite scholarship.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the money.
Yeah.
To attend the colleges. Yes.
Right.
So that's good. This is good stuff. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of Black History, didn't know this month is Black History Month. We are now February. Where did January go?
Woo. January.
Somebody please ask.
Please help me understand that.
See you next year. Gone.
Gone. It's gone.
I'm waiting for 2025. I mean, because that's going to be here just like that.
Maybe you have to really almost plan ahead like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that way. This is where we are right now, planning ahead to anything.
And why you said it so well, because it's one of my missions that I'm trying to focus on now. Planning strategically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because so much good stuff is happening, and you don't want to miss out on what's going to happen. And I like to communicate with y'all guys so we know what's going on, so we don't put something on the calendar that we can support you, Linda, Charlene, and all the other sisters.
Right.
So it's all about communication. So the sooner we get that information, we can put it on our master calendar. But it's just blown me away of the stuff that's going on within the next 2 to 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yes.
So we got to be proactive in planning. So that's my goal, and that's my mission for this year.
That's good.
All right.
That is real good because there's so much happening. What you gonna say, Charlene?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like Peggy said, let you know. I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I've partnered with a actual transportation company, and they are like the elite of the first class coach. And maybe I'm just hoping that we'll be able to work out something where we can take all the sisters on this particular coach. Oh my God! And come to the Wiz and other things.
Yeah.
In April, and I'll do a lot in March. Like I was excited to get to meet the owners, the Scarborough brothers. I'm like, this is incredible. I mean, and you're willing to partner with women, so definitely, guys, stay on the lookout. It's going to be incredible. It is beautiful. I wish I could show you the pictures. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, you
that's
guys
going to be a plan that we can put in place, Charlene, real soon, because we need that. A lot of us want to go places, especially as a group, but we can't get there, or we're unable to go. Transportation could be a situation, or coming as a group could even save us money. We never know.
And the beautiful thing about it is the money that you put out there for parking.
There you go.
Tickets that you're going to get if you don't park right.
That's exactly.
That
you have enough money to buy the motor coach.
Right. Just support that business. Support that business. Hook up in a safe place and just Jump
But
on
Charlene,
board.
yeah, work on that.
Hey,
Work on that,
do it
'cause
like
that's
they, how the housewives do it. You know, everywhere they go in one of
They
those
go
buses.
exactly.
They go in one.
Exactly.
Look, they better start paying their bills. Okay, let's just put
I know, why they trying to look good.
You see
How
the
about
post that they
that?
got on and they didn't pay the bills because they was trying to use their name.
Oh,
Pay your bills, okay?
Yep.
Pay your bills.
that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show,
'Cause
right?
that happens,
Up
Charlene,
there
for
trying
real.
to look good and looking over their shoulder because they know they didn't pay good.
Yeah, you can't do that to people. Like, oh, we're famous and you get to show your business on our TV show. Well, the producers don't even show the bus or the driver or the company
or the name of the company.
So you just trick them into believing that. So guys, let's be honest, all across the board.
Yeah,
you can't make promises you can't keep.
So what I want to do as we move through our segment here, what we have is in relates to birthdays. Who's celebrating a birthday?
Yes. Let me tell you, February, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sisters are celebrating. And my baby sister, Marty, is celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday, Mom. And we have Ruthie Lucas is celebrating her birthday on the 5th, which is tomorrow. Linda Marshall is celebrating on the 10th. Reverend Dr. Amina Butts is celebrating on the 12th.
All right.
And Jacqueline Younger is celebrating on the 26th. Happy birthday, my sisters.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And we have our Black History Month. Happy Black History Month to everybody.
Yes, who we had, because this is Black History Facts. We might as well get right on.
Okay, so born in February on the 4th was Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
Montgomery, Alabama boycott, the lady of who's helped start this whole huge movement. She's one of them. And that's the one that we really, really honor. So her birthday is on the 4th. And on the 5th, we have Hank Aaron, Major League Baseball home run king, was born on the 5th, 1934. And we have Bob Marley. Hey, One Love. Reggae musician.
What that music
born 1945. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and I have one most important history moment is Carter G. Woodson, founder of Black History Week, as it started, which would later become Black History Month, which we're celebrating now. 1976 is when it all began.
Yeah, we have to celebrate ourselves. Kudos.
I got to give kudos to those folks. Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you, Linda, for our Black History Facts. We must stay every year is Black History all year.
Every day is Black History Day.
Every day is Black
Every
History,
day.
and we are Black History.
We are 4SistersLIVE with Black History. Hey, somebody needs to talk about us. What we doing? Where we are? Well, because you're in the community, you're doing things. You're not just sitting around coming on this platform just to be here. We are in the community.
We are in the community. Well, I mean, I saw one lady commenting on one of our posts with it, where we had all these pictures up of our sisters. Were me, Peggy, you, Linda, all of us were supporting someone. They're like, oh, I wish we had a Sisters with Sisters network there. Did you see that, Peggy? And I'm like, honey, there is no other Sisters with Sisters network, because sisters really don't support one another, because it always comes from the top. So whatever your top person is doing, it trickles down, and that energy spreads and oozes throughout you. So if the leader is not like that, come on, somebody, then you're not going to be like that.
Right.
Wow.
Yes. And I would be remiss. My brothers in heaven, my brother Charles, would be celebrating a birthday on Valentine's Day.
Oh, so, that's right.
Yeah,
Valentine's
Day is coming up. This month is Valentine's month. All you all is look. I'm gonna have a girls' night out, because we're gonna, ladies, if anybody out there want to do just a girls' night out to GNO, hook up with sister. Let's go, because we don't.
Let's go.
We're gonna go out and enjoy ourselves. GNO, girls' night out.
Oh, girls' night.
Let's do it.
We got to go back to our brunch place.
Yes,
go back.
We're gonna do that for Valentine's. Take ourselves out and then just pamper ourselves. Is that a deal? You want to do that?
Oh,
I love it
too.
Okay,
yeah,
because those pancakes were good.
Blue with those blueberries. Oh yeah.
We're so freaking.
Cafe Ridge.
Everything was delicious.
It was delicious.
Everything was
Oh,
delicious.
y'all are
The
funny.
atmosphere was
And
good.
we are not shouting nobody's name because they will not pay us on this show.
I'm gonna see if we can
partner
get
with them
some.
so they can pay us.
Yeah, we got to do that. Nobody knows about that. Let's do that.
Hilarious. But we are going to do that. I'm very serious about us doing a girls' night out because we have to do things for ourselves.
That's right.
For our world, or what we want. So we're going to make that happen.
That's what you call mental maintenance.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
You got to maintain this by getting out.
I like that. I like that, Peggy. You're going to pass it. I like that. So speaking of mental, and we always talk about what's going on in our community relative to domestic violence. Ladies and gentlemen, please call, text, share, tell everyone to join us today because we are going to be talking about a subject that we definitely do not like to engage in. We always do. People are still trying to sweep it under the rug, but we cannot. We have to continue to bring light, share it to help someone. We are helping someone to probably their lives to be saved just on this platform alone. Talking about it. We have to share, and sharing helps other people to know what to do, what not to do, who to go to, how to reach out, and who else is doing it across the globe. We not only have a sister coming on today talking about domestic violence, but she is out of another state. So it's happening everywhere. You know what I mean? It's just everywhere, and it's
every state.
Every state, Linda. It really is happening, and I'm excited to have her on. Darlene Green will be coming on. We're going to have her to introduce herself and tell us all of what she wants us to know. But also in February, a lot of women suffer too. We're talking health and going into that. And we have a health and wellness segment, ladies and gentlemen, on second Saturdays. We know this month is also Heart Health Month as it relates to our health and how that affects us as well. On third Saturday, we have our education and mentoring is headed up by Charlene. We know what we have to do to continue to educate people on this platform. And on fourth Saturdays, we have our entrepreneurship. Peggy is head of that. And we just put it all together because all of it comes together. Each one feeds one with what we're doing in these areas, So everyone that comes on, even with Darlene, who's coming on, she's about domestic violence, but guess what? She's going to educate. She's about domestic violence, but guess what? This is all about the health as it relates to domestic violence. People die, get sick over just being stressed out, living in abuse. That's a health situation. Entrepreneurship. She's an entrepreneur because she has her own business. She's an author. She's out there on the forefront. She's an advocate. That's an entrepreneur. So this is why you see what I'm saying? Where I'm going with this? How it all comes together as it relates to this platform. Yes. So we're going to have her come in because also this month is Teen Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Oh my goodness.
I never knew about a teen.
I just heard about that also. You're right. I just heard about that. This week they were talking about it on TV. So it's so much of it. And
it's so much of it.
The teen violence period.
It's escalating. It's growing. And this is the time that we, again, have to be a part of our community, not just us as adults, but we got to help our young girls. Talk to them because understanding that they are violent out there themselves. They got issues going on. They have relationship issues as well. At the early age of 13, they're out doing things.
So many don't have a healthy home life. So we have to help those who don't have that if we can, if we know about it. That's the whole thing. Absolutely.
So we're going to bring Darlene Green and Dante. Can we bring Darlene in, another sister who has been a part of another sister of ours who referred her into our community, Darlene Green. Is she backstage? There she is. Hi, Darlene. How are you?
Oh, so good to see you all. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes,
you guys
girl.
are awesome. You are amazing.
You're awesome, Darlene.
You are awesome. That's right. And we're going to find out just how awesome you are.
Well, you know how awesome she is. She comes from a referral of our awesome sister, Jermaine Leffridge. You already know that's our sister.
That's our
Big
sister.
sister, and she is such an awesome woman. And she had introduced me to Darlene and said, "Look, this is one woman you gotta meet. Have her on your show because she is all about what you guys are talking about." You know, Jermaine has her expo every year, and part of her expo, she has an area of her event that talks about domestic violence. So she's a part of what we're doing as well when it comes to this, and I love it. You know, and so that's why she brings awareness to her expo every year. And so Darlene, she was telling me about her, and I'm so happy to have met you. You now meet us. You're part of the circle now. You can't go anywhere.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I'm not going anywhere.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So give us a background of who you are, what you're doing. Just introduce yourself to our audience.
All right. But before I do that, before I forget, you know, I'm over 60, so I forget things quickly. When you were talking about
We're in the club.
Health, right? Domestic violence is one of the #1 health issues facing African-American women.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be very aware of what we're doing, who we're hooking up with, you know, and how we are living our lives, because it is a very serious and a deadly issue for us. But I am originally from Chicago, Illinois. And in 1990, I lost my youngest sister, Ina Mae, to domestic violence. Her husband beat her in front of her 4 babies and shot her to death. He was a Cook County sheriff, so he was a cop. And when I went to the crime scene, because they made her family, they made us go to the crime scene to get her things, because his mother, his family who owned the apartment they were living in, didn't want her things in the house anymore because she got him in trouble. She made him kill her. So they were angry with her for making him kill her. So now he's in trouble and they were angry. So we had to go to the crime scene, and it was still a crime scene. There was blood everywhere. It was awful. And when I looked around that house, all I could see was my sister did not know how to get out of here. She did not know what to do. And neither did we. You know, in 1990, we weren't really thinking of intimate partner violence or family violence as a real issue. That was just relationships, you know. So when I looked around the house, I couldn't help but think, was there something more we could do? You know, was it some other way we could have saved her? So I started studying this issue of domestic violence, who's victimized, and why and how. And in the process, I began to collect all these resources, because the most painful thing we went through was not getting any answers. We didn't get answers from the police. We didn't get answers from anyone. We were just stumbling through this horrible, horrible situation. And I kept thinking, nobody should have to suffer this alone. It has to be someone you can call to get help and information. And so my foundation is based on resources. So what we do is we collect resources from all over the country: medical help, legal help, counseling help, housing help for women who are affected by domestic violence. And we try to connect the survivor to the right resource to help her take back her life and move away from the violence and heal. So since, we started the foundation in 2005, we became a 501c. And since then, I have partnered with all the police agencies, the shelters here. I'm a member of the Domestic Violence Council in Texas. I'm a member of the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, because all these are resources. And that's my thing, is resources. So no one would have to stumble through this crisis on their own, because it's difficult. It's a lot of moving parts, and it's a lot of red tape. And if you don't know what questions to ask, you don't know who to ask the questions of, you can get lost in the system. And believe me, they will lose you. They will lose you, because it is so much. Our state and local governments are not doing a good job of providing funding so that we can have adequate numbers of counselors and attorneys and shelter spaces. They're not. The state and local governments everywhere, not just Texas, everywhere is failing us, because they're not doing enough to help us save the women who ask us for help. All the shelters are working at 100% capacity all the time, every day. So now we're taking to putting women in hotels until a bed opens up. Now women are sleeping in rooms that are meant for maybe 2 families, usually 1 family. Now 4 families are being crowded into 1 bedroom because there is no space.
Wow.
So
and you know what, darling, this has not just happened like recent. It's been going on a long time. And a lot of this, and what I've understood, is that people from other jurisdictions cannot go and get help outside of their jurisdiction, if you know what I mean. If DC, for instance, if you're needing a space, a place to live, you can't go in Maryland. Maryland will say, if you live in DC, you cannot come in Maryland to get a space. You have to live in the area where you're having the issue.
Wow.
And it's hard for them to go outside of your area to even get shelter, if you will.
No, at least that is one thing we do cross the borders. We will do that. We'll call around all over the county, all over the state, until we can find a place for a family if there is not one readily available right in the city. But again, the resources are lacking. And what we started doing is helping to educate people not only about the horrors of domestic violence, but how to avoid it. We do seminars on teen dating violence. We do it at the high schools. We do seminars on dating violence for young people who are dating and need to understand that this is a process, that bad behavior should not be accepted from anyone, even a friend. Mm-hmm. And then we also do, and actually this is really strange because I was at Jermaine's church one year. We were talking about Jermaine. And she was telling me how one of her church members' husband shot her coming out of church. So after that, I developed a safety plan for church, how to be safe at church.
Of all places.
It's
the one place you think you're safe.
The one place you think you're safe. And we go in and we do seminars with the churches, with the officials, and we talk to them about the things they can do to help the members of their congregation be safe in these situations. And we also encourage the women to talk about it. You have to tell someone what's going on. Don't surprise us. We're coming out of church and here your husband, who is mad at you, is coming and shooting up everything. I try to tell women, you have to say something. All these school shootings where the wife didn't tell the school or wherever that they were being abused, or my husband and I are estranged, because you know how we are. We don't want people in our business. But the thing is, this behavior affects other people. Children were killed at one school in Los Angeles because the teacher's husband came in there and shot her. And so it's not just you who's being affected. It's not just the victim who's being affected by this crime. Her family is being affected. Her friends, if they're trying to help her, are being
affected. Right.
Yes, her community.
The whole community.
Yes. So one part of what our seminars do is to try to encourage women to talk about what they're going through. We do a workplace violence, domestic violence seminar to talk to human resources and the managers and management of these companies to let them know this is how you have to help women who work for you be safe, because you don't want somebody coming in here shooting up the place. So there has to be a process to make sure that not only she is safe, but the rest of the people at work are not in danger as well. It is the most difficult thing to do, is to get us to tell somebody we're in trouble. I know when I was in my abusive marriage, even what happened with my sister, I landed flat dead into an abusive relationship when I moved to Texas. And what I found out was I wasn't too embarrassed to tell people my husband was crazy, because I was trying to understand how this man who promised to love me and take care of me was having me afraid to be at home. I was afraid in my own home. I was not.
My goodness.
Yes. So, but I told people, and it saved me, because I did tell people, and people knew. My boss knew, my friends, all my friends knew. So when I left him for the last time, because we'll do that 3 or 4 times before we're gone for good. Yeah. I backed out of my subdivision and never looked back. I went to stay with a friend. He didn't like me to have friends, so he didn't know where this particular friend lived. So I went and stayed with her until my divorce was final.
So, Darlene, I want to share with the audience some of your seminars that you have been having as Texas or may have been out of town. I want to show them so you can let us know what you were speaking of and how you are in the community with what you're speaking and helping others in domestic violence. Dante, do you have one of her clips that we can show how we can talk about it? Because I think it's so important that we let our people know that this is an area where you have to get out and talk about it.
Right.
You have to get out into the community and help people in these areas to let them know that this is what is happening.
Right.
This is real.
And we create pamphlets and brochures that when we have events or when we speak at someone else, we pass these out. Because often, again, if a woman is too embarrassed or she's not comfortable asking for help, we kind of shove these in their hands on the way out the door. And we're finding that works. It's helpful because now he can't say, well, why did you pick that up? And why are you looking at that? He doesn't know, it's like, well, she forced it on me. She made me take it. But I tell women, take it, put it in your purse. That's why we make them these sizes. So you can just stick it in your purse. He doesn't have folded up. He doesn't have to know you have it. Stick it in your purse and then get help. Call the numbers on our how to leave to get out. On our website, we have numbers for all across the country for women who need help and getting resources to leave a violent situation. And it's deadly. The FBI says a woman has a 75% chance of being murdered by her abuser when she tries to leave. So that's the other thing. We create safety plans for her because it's a process. You have to work this out step by step by step. Who's going to help you? Where are you going to go when you leave? Who's going to pick you up, or can you drive? What clothes are you going to take? Because we don't tell them, don't clean out the closet, girl. Just take a few things so he don't know you're going for good, and don't let him know your plan. Don't ever. Sometimes you can't even tell family your plan because if he got a job for your brother or he's paying your mother's house note, you might not be able to trust them to keep your secret. And it's deadly. A Black woman is 9 times more likely to be murdered in her home by someone she knows than by a stranger on the street. She is in danger in her own home. So this is it's serious. People think they can work it out on their own. You can't. You have to ask for help. You have to have a plan. You have to involve people in your plan. Your job, your church, maybe your friends. And I tell my ladies when I talk to them, now look, I say help your friend, but I don't want you getting one of those apps, and you press one button and 9 phones ring and everybody on the phone telling me, yeah, Miss Darlene said we can go handle this. No. I don't want you to do that. Do not do that. But you can call 911 and send them to your friend. You can do that because he's not going to know who called 911. 911 is just going to be at the door. So these are things you can do to help your friend, but don't get in the middle of a fight because that's very dangerous. Because many times we have had situations where the guy killed his girlfriend, her friend, and whoever else might be in the house.
That's right.
So it's a very, very dangerous situation. It's very delicate. You have to be very careful. And if I knew, I used to say, if I knew what I know now, maybe I could have saved my sister. Because what I would have told her, because she hid the clothes that she was taking when she was leaving him, she hid them in the closet in the girls' room where the girls weren't his children. So he didn't interact with them. He never went in their rooms. He didn't talk to them. He didn't care about them. So she hid the clothes in their closet thinking it would be safe. But what I would have told my sister, when you go to work, take your purse, and your key or whatever else you need, and don't go home. Don't go home. But he found, he's a trained observer, law enforcement. And I also tell my ladies, don't even pour your coffee differently than you do every day. Whatever's going on in your world, however you interact with him, do that. Even if you know in your mind, well, I'm done. I don't have to argue and fight with him because I'm leaving. No. You cannot give him a heads up that something's different. And I believe that's what happened with my sister.
And that's so true. People think that, okay, if I do this, if I start this, or I do this a different way, they are so keen,
Yes.
on what's going on because they're already plotting in the first place. You just don't know.
And they're watching. They're watching you.
Mm-hmm.
They're watching your every move and your every reaction. So whatever you do normally on that day that you're leaving him for good, do it the same way. Do not arouse any suspicion because it could cost you your life like it did my sister.
So, Darlene, is this part of your seminar that you were attending, speaking out, of course, to a lot of women in the audience?
Well, this is at a church, actually.
Okay.
And I got some panelists from the police department. The panelists on stage are from the police department and from women's shelters because there's a lot of questions about how to get help. How to call, when to call, who to ask for. So I put together this seminar to talk to the church leaders, because that's who that was, the church leaders, so they could put programs in place to be safe again at church. So this is a church in Dallas, and we had a really good turnout, lots of questions, and people can't be too embarrassed to ask questions because men are the abusers most of the time, even though we know that's even changing. So the men make the laws, the men make the rules, the men hold the purse strings most of the time. So we are not going to be able to lean on them all the time to get the help that we need to leave this situation. But you see, there is a guy, he's a police officer, Fort Worth police officer, and he was very active in the community in raising awareness about domestic violence and violent crimes against women. Because after we started our nonprofit, we had to include sexual assault in our itinerary and sex trafficking, because all of that is a part of abuse, domestic violence. Exactly. And we had to include women, giving women information on those areas as well. But that's how much trouble we're in. See, we're a nonprofit. We're a private agency. I don't get paid for what I do. And I've been doing it for 15 years because the need is so great that if I didn't, I would feel guilty about not providing this information and these resources to the people who call me for help. But I've made some good friends. I've made some great connections in the community. So 90% of the time, I can get a woman help with sexual assault, with sex trafficking, with domestic violence, with counseling. And there are programs for medical help if she's injured, if she's physically injured, if she's emotionally injured. There are programs that we can send them to so they can start this journey of getting help. But we have to remember that we deserve to be okay. We deserve to be happy. If you're living in a beautiful house and you are afraid to go home, that's not a good thing. That's not a happy ever after. And, I tell my ladies also, because before I started studying domestic violence, I didn't realize my family had a cycle of abuse that we were living it for decades. My mom's sister, my aunt, was murdered by a guy she dated. And my first cousin was murdered by her boyfriend. He had never raised his voice to her. He was one of those meek looking guys. He killed her with all us in the house.
Oh no.
Are you kidding me?
He killed her with all of us in the house. So we have to look back at our family history. Where did this come from? How did this start? And what do we do about it? Because I tell my nieces right now, don't be calling me talking about you rolling around the back of somebody's trunk. You don't know what to do, because you do. Because I've told you what to do. Go ahead.
Ask the
question. These persons that you have experienced, have they been prosecuted, or are they being protected also in the court system?
Well, the guy who killed my aunt, my mom's sister, he did go to prison. 25 to life is what he got. My sister's killer did 12 months in jail.
12 months.
12 months.
12 months.
He told the court that he didn't mean
law
to.
Enforcer.
Yeah, he was law enforcement, and they treated us terribly during this whole process.
There you go,
That's part of the problem. Yes.
Yeah. He convinced the court, apparently, that he didn't mean to kill her. It was an accident.
Oh,
so, but my sister was
domestic
beaten.
About,
She was beaten. Her jaw was broken. Her nose was broken.
Oh my goodness.
She was black and blue. So if you weren't trying to kill her, exactly what were you
trying to do?
What were you trying to do?
Is he out now, or did
Oh
he
yeah,
get
girl.
his
He was
job
out.
back?
Another reason that propelled me into this area. My boyfriend and I were coming from a concert. He was a musician in Chicago. And you know how you kind of pull up to a light and you look over at the next car? We stopped at a red light, looked over, and there he was, driving his sports car with his
not a sports car. He still had all his assets. Y'all didn't sue him?
Girl, they told, the police told my brother and my stepfather, if he so much as breaks a nail, we coming after y'all.
After what?
After my brothers.
I believe that.
After my brothers and my father.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
If he breaks a nail, they were coming after them.
Because see, they're going to stick together.
They stick together.
They are going to stick. They have a code and they will stick together.
Yes. But things are different now. With awareness, they're getting better. A lot of police officers don't, they don't want to stand still for somebody being abused, especially women and children.
And there's some new laws too.
There's new laws. When I tell you, it's a fight to the finish to keep them. I mean, it's incredible how we have to stand for this issue strongly. Otherwise, it'll fall through the cracks.
Yes.
So, Darlene, I see that you're in another facility here. Is this?
This is a high school. Okay. Yeah, this is a high school. This was a teen dating violence seminar, and we were doing them every February for a long time. In Texas, it is a law that you are supposed to do these seminars in February, but we haven't done one in quite a while. But for the first 5 years of the nonprofit, we were doing them regularly. And the thing that's interesting is the kids were engaged. They weren't sitting there rolling their eyes like, when this gonna be over? Oh, no. They were asking questions. They were raising their hand, because my friend, the officer on the other slide, he helped me get some real serious graphics, because we're not gonna sugarcoat it. We got to show them what this does to you, what will happen to you if you get in this situation. So he gave me some great graphics, and I shocked them. They were in shock. You
have to scare them straight. Make them pay attention. Yes,
and know that this can happen to you. And I'm grateful that they were engaged, because we even did a seminar at Texas A&M, and I was thinking, the AKAs hosted it. I said, okay, these college people, they sophisticated and educated, they're not going to listen. Oh, but they did. Oh, but they did, and they asked questions continuously. I mean,
and that's probably the population that really, really needs it too.
But you know what else we were finding in these situations? Children that were being abused in their home, stepfather, boyfriend, grandfather. I mean, it got so bad, because what I would do is I would let the kids write down, you have any questions for us? If you want to contact us, you want us to contact you, just write down your question and put it in this big box. And we would collect the box. It got to the point where I would have to take that box to the Grand Prairie Police Department and dump it on the Victim Services community desk and have her go do that.
That is so good, Darlene, because I've been recently watching episodes on Facebook. I forgot the name of this particular page, but they've been showing childhood abuse.
Thank you.
And this childhood abuse is happening in the church. Like, I'm not going to name the organization, because I grew up in that organization as well. And the guy talks about his abuse with pastors and bishops and things like that. And one of the questions that the interviewer asked him, you didn't tell your teacher? He's like, we were afraid to tell our teacher. It started at 4 years old, and it ended, maybe when he ran away at 16 years old. But the thing that you're just saying, to have a box in these schools so that kids who are afraid to say something, but they can write a note and drop it in the box. You may not know who they are, but now they're one day away from getting the help they need, and someone knocking on that parent door, or even having that conversation with that kid to save their life.
But we tell the kids while they're filling out their questionnaires, if there's a crime being committed, we're going to report it to the police. It's not going to be a secret. We're going to report it.
So we have to be proactive.
Yes, absolutely.
Situations,
we have,
so much is happening.
My God, Wyoming, we have run into so much stuff. My grandfather has been abusing me, sexually assaulting me since I was 4. My mother's boyfriend beats us all. I mean, I'm cutting because I don't know what to do.
And they have to go to school with all of these issues.
They still have to go to school.
And get an
education. Cannot stop.
And try.
Any counseling on board,
all of that.
Then it also teaches them something that they don't understand, and they can carry it on themselves. Later on in their life, because they don't understand
learn behavior.
Children.
It is.
Learn behavior. So it's repeated.
And when we accept abuse in our homes. If we have daughters, we're teaching her it's okay for a man to hit you. If we have a son, we're teaching him it's okay to hit women. So if you're in a home and you have children and this is happening, you are programming your children for a destiny of abuse. So it is on and it goes on and on and on.
Cycle. So, Darlene, with the few minutes we have left with you, we don't want the people to leave. Of course, we got the number, the hotline at the bottom. Not leaving just to know that it's a physical, domestic violence is physical. There are other areas of abuse. Can you name those other areas of abuse?
Psychological abuse, which is verbal abuse. And women would tell me, well, he's not hitting me, he's just yelling. Well, that's abuse.
That's abuse.
Verbal abuse can turn deadly. It has, we've seen it turn deadly. So there's verbal abuse, there's emotional abuse, there's financial abuse, there is spiritual abuse. Men who use the Bible against their wives, like my husband did me, telling me that if I get a divorce, God don't like divorce. Well, does he like you hitting me? I'm just confused by this statement you just made.
Right.
But there are, yes. And then some men who threaten, like my kids were the stepchildren of my husband, threaten my kids. If you leave me, I'm gonna kill your kids.
Yeah.
So that's emotional abuse. So you're trying to go to work, keep your job because you need your job so you can get out of this crazy. And you're thinking about how can I protect my children, protect myself, and get out of this mess. So abuse, and a lot of domestic violence, even though couples are married, involves sexual assault.
Yeah, there's a lot going on as it relates to abuse overall. And this is why we want to tell our people out there, call the hotline, get help. There is help. Don't get discouraged. Get out when you know it. You see the signs. There's so many red flags. We're going to get into the red flags.
Your life is,
you have to believe that you'll be protected.
Your life is worth
so
it.
many people don't think they're going to be protected. They have to believe that you will, if you seek help, you will be protected. Right. We know it's not perfect protection, but you will be protected because people, their eyes are on this person.
Absolutely. And there is help. Ladies and gentlemen, you can survive. You can live. You just have to want to live.
Yes.
You've got to want to know you can get help so that you can see yourself being able to tell your story.
Yes,
absolutely. So many women have lived and they could tell their story.
Absolutely.
And there's so many of them. So, Darlene, I want you to put your information out there because you are an author. You've written maybe 2 or 3 books. So how can people contact you or go on your website?
They can go on my website. You want me to type it in www.inamaegreen.org. And my books are on sale on my website. They're on sale at Amazon. And I wrote my first book because it was just really a safety plan. After my sister passed, it just, it haunted me so much what happened to her. So the book is just a safety plan when you live in fear. It is just from start to finish, what to do when you accept and realize you're in a dangerous relationship. And Blood Relatives is the story of my aunt, my cousin, and my sister.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well, we are so happy that you had a chance to come on.
People to buy these books for your friend. But if you know someone, purchase these books and any information that you have, give them to your friend. Because maybe your friend does not want to talk and that person does not know what to do.
Yes.
And you have to help your friend.
You do. And it's very easy. Like I said, you don't have to be in his face that you're helping her. Help her behind the scenes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Darlene, we're so happy you came on. We're going to have you on again and be able to share some more of your story. Thank you for being in the community.
Thank you.
Being in Texas and you all about the work. You're not just talking it, you're walking it and you're doing it. And we thank you for sharing that with us today. Give us one more time your website so that people can go.
www.INAMAE Green with an E GREENE.org.
Thank you so much.
And Darlene, I want to say real quick, I know we're ready to really depart. Boy, I got tongue twisted there for a moment. That comes with age. Okay. I just wanted to say that I really love your email. The word sisters in it. If you are a sister, your sister for life. So you got us. Keep that in mind, okay?
Thank you. And I'll see you all at Ubiquitous.
Yes, yes.
Of
If
course
not
you
before
will.
then. Thank you so much,
All right,
Darlene.
ladies.
Have a great
Thank
one.
you.
Okay,
Thank
Don't
you.
give
bye-bye.
up,
Okay,
darling.
bye-bye.
Thank you for
Bye.
Thank
sharing.
you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
This has been so, wow, rich
It's
and
a good
informing and it's
reminder,
powerful.
Wyoming. It's just a good reminder that we think we talk about it too much, but we don't talk about
We
it enough
don't.
because women
Yeah.
are still dying and they still don't know how to get out, and they still think he just did it. Just one more
And
time. Let me just
yeah,
keep
and you know
going.
what? There's a big case on Nightline that the big case that just happened. The young lady who killed her abusive
yeah.
I don't know, for her husband or whatever, her spouse,
Boyfriend.
while he was on the sofa, and she shot him. And they sent her to jail
Yeah.
and said that they didn't believe, they thought everything was premeditated, that she, they gave her second degree. But because of this new law that is out, she did get a reduced sentence. And so I think she served maybe going on 5 years, and then she'll be able to be released. But at first they were giving her 20 years to life.
No, they can't give her that. And then we do have to fight.
Well, that's what they were going.
Because
That's
it was
what they
premeditated.
did. But
I am thinking of way
there's a
how
new
to kill
law.
you to get out.
Yeah,
I am
there's
really
so much.
thinking about that way.
There's
Yeah.
Why
new
put
laws
yourself
out.
in that situation
Mhm.
when you can get out? Don't, because you're going to prison. And by law, you should go to prison if you shot him. And even if it was self-defense, you still thought about it. And they're saying you had enough time to get out. You can go hide somewhere. You don't have to tell anybody. Like it is so much out there for us
yeah.
women.
It's so
But
hard. It is
because
so
of the
hard.
fear and having children,
Fear.
especially small
Yes.
children,
Yeah.
it
Yes.
was so
And
hard
nowhere to
for them
go.
think.
And
Yeah.
they isolate
Yeah.
you from your family. So
And this has been going on for
Yeah.
years, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody was taking his side. Oh no, he's
Of
not
course.
doing this. It must
Of
be you.
course.
It
Well,
must.
I love you, ladies, but I'm gonna let y'all go because our show has been well spent, and we can talk about this subject for on and on and on. But we know next week is our health and wellness segment. It's headed up by Linda. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much. We have a guest coming on next week that Linda will be introduced as. Who's the person coming on?
Look, I just had a brain. Oh my God.
Dr. Renee.
Doctor.
Her name is Dr. Scott. Dr. Scott is coming, and we're going to talk about mental illness in our children.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
okay.
That's good stuff.
So much
Okay, that's
is
a good
going on.
topic.
So that's what we're going to talk about. So please tell your neighbors, tell your friends and family to tune in to us every single Saturday.
Yes,
and watch the repeats. And we're on Facebook and we're on YouTube.
Absolutely. So what time is it? It's time
for you to walk
in your purpose and prosperity. Thank you all so much for watching.
Health and wellness next week. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.